In case you missed it, a new Las Vegas police unit is reinvestigating the death of Tupac Shakur. News outlets have reported new updates are emerging in Tupac's murder case. Major names in the industry's Snoop Dogg, Suge Knight, and Diddy are reportedly about to be arrested or questioned as speculation grows that Snoop may have played a role in Tupac's death following the discovery of new evidence. It all started with a resurfaced interview that has now sparked federal interest in Snoop's possible involvement.
You were with Tupac, though, in regards to Tupac. I heard a story. Did you give him different advice that night on where to go?
He had no advice. He wasn't seeing eye to eye. So
saying during the Tyson.
Yeah, this incident that I'm explaining to you right now was the day before that. So when they got to Vegas, they went their way, I went back. I mean, when we got to LA, they went to Vegas and I went home. That's why I wasn't in the car. In the car.
Snoop Dogg mentioned he was supposed to be in the BMW with Tupac and Suge Knight, but last-minute changes kept him out. This was likely due to an altercation between Snoop, Tupac, and Suge just a day earlier.
Last time me and Tupac was on the same page, and I did an interview with Angie Martinez, and she asked me how did I feel about Puffy and Biggie, and I told her that I like their music and I want to do music with them. Bro didn't like that, Tupac didn't like that, so we had a misunderstanding. So on the flight back to LA, I didn't feel comfortable around them for what they did, as far as I didn't have my security ride with me. So to protect myself from the prevent from happening, I slept under a blanket within the fort just in case something was to go wrong, but it didn't.
With all this unfolding within 48 hours, police are growing suspicious that Snoop may have had a tip. 2 decades ago, Snoop Dogg was deeply tapped into the streets. Many speculate he got word Tupac was a target that night, which is why he avoided the car. The feds also found another interview where, just 2 days before Tupac's death, Snoop said he felt like he hated him.
I say a week before he was best friend. 2 days before I don't think he liked me. Why? Because he was in New York, and it happened. New York at me and did all kind of shit to me, like just the worst you could think of, and I forgave him. And when I did an interview and was asked, how do I feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I was like, I like it. I want to do some music. And I just rubbed cuz the wrong way. Tried to me, how that you talking about you want to do a song with it? I wasn't thinking about his emotion. I was thinking about the way I felt it. I wasn't into no controversy. I liked the music. They was our friends. We was all friends at one point. This video footage of all of us hanging out.
All this evidence was then tied into a viral thread claiming Tupac Shakur was allegedly a Fed, and Snoop Dogg got wind of it. One interview from an officer alleged Tupac was an industry plant assigned to stop beef between the red and blue street teams.
Well, it turns out when I talked to Tupac's longtime mentor, political mentor, former Black Panther Choker Lumumba, who was his first business manager, he's told me, I basically was asked, well, was Tupac only pretending to be or to appeal to kids and criticize them? And he said yes. And that was part of his thug life agenda that he came up with his imprisoned stepfather, Tupac Shakur. And so Tupac was just using that in order to get the leaders to call peace truces, first in Los Angeles, then throughout California, and then throughout the country. And that was why he was pretending to be this gangster type. And really, he was just an intellectual prodigy.
Obviously, the plan didn't work, which led to Tupac's sudden passing. This also adds weight to why Snoop might have kept his distance in Vegas, if he believed Tupac was a Fed. But while investigators continued digging into Tupac's murder, they also stumbled on a bizarre theory that Tupac might still be alive. One piece of evidence fueling this theory came from a 2010 interview with rapper Trey. He claimed he and Tupac were tight and even made a few albums together. But things got weird when, at the end of the interview, after the cameraman accidentally left the camera rolling on the floor, Trey was heard saying, "Last time I saw him, he was in Cuba."
So if you ain't ready for it, get on the sidewalk. Nobody knows. Yeah, we good. Thanks a lot. You got some?
Then just 2 weeks later, a video surfaced on a news website showing someone who looked exactly like Tupac chilling in a parking lot in Cuba.
That's Pac, man. He was an outlaw. And Reg from Holla Back was trying to be funny with the autograph. Holla Back exclusive, baby. Holla Back.
In case you didn't know, that's what sparked the whole Tupac is alive in Cuba theory, and ever since, it's been the most talked about theory surrounding his death. But now, in 2025, it doesn't seem like just a theory anymore. Suge Knight himself has backed the claim for years, saying in multiple interviews that Tupac is alive and well. In one interview, he even claimed Tupac was doing just fine in the hospital before his supposed passing, stating, quote, "Would you, help paraphrasing or tightening this up further?"
When I left that hospital, me and Pop was laughing and joking. So I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad.
So you seriously think that he might still be alive?
No shit, this is toxic. Yeah,
But what's strange is that, according to police records, Tupac was reportedly in a coma when he arrived at the hospital. So how could he and Suge have been laughing together if he was unconscious? It doesn't really add up. When you rewind to a 2008 interview, Suge Knight said the exact same thing, that Tupac is alive and doing well.
So he was conscious on the way to the hospital.
He was conscious on the way to the hospital. He was conscious in the ambulance. He was conscious after he did so.
What was the last thing that he said to you?
They left.
Suge Knight has stood by the theory that Tupac is alive ever since he supposedly passed. But what's chilling is that after his 2008 interview where he leaked that info, Suge nearly lost his life in a nightclub shooting. Someone let off 6 shots in his direction. Suge refused to tell police anything, immediately suspecting it was payback for speaking publicly about Tupac. It gets even wilder with his son, Suge Knight Jr. in 2018. Suge Jr. went on Instagram claiming Tupac was alive and living in Malaysia. After the post, he shared a screenshot of a text saying, "You've said too much. It's now time for you to go." Panic. He began posting photos of Tupac with modern-day celebs like 50 Cent and Beyonce. On the one with Beyonce, he wrote, "He never left us, but they'll be after me soon." Some say it was just a clout-chasing stunt, but others believe Suge Jr. knows more than anyone, considering his father was at the scene the night Tupac was shot and is deeply tied to the whole saga. If we compare all that to the official police records of Tupac's death, cracks begin to show. It all started on September 7th, 1996, when Tupac was in Las Vegas with Suge Knight, head of Death Row Records. The two hit the MGM Grand to watch a Mike Tyson fight, but after the match, they ran into an op in the hotel lobby.
Knight and their entourage went to the Mike Tyson, the MGM Grand. PPD and his nephew, Orlando Lane Anderson, and 2 of their friends were also there. PPD told LAPD Detective Greg Kading more than a decade ago in a proffer that couldn't be used against him. The thing was retaliation after Tupac jumped Orlando and up the casino. Surveillance cameras recorded that Tupac was angry that Lane had stolen his necklace years prior in conflict. Tupac, Suge Knight, and the entourage left the casino quickly.
Security broke up the altercation between Tupac, Suge, and the ops, forcing Tupac and Suge to return to their hotel to change clothes. Later, they headed to a club, cruising in their black BMW through Las Vegas around 11 p.m. while stopped. At a red light on the way to the club, another car pulled up beside them, and a confrontation began right there in the street.
About Tupac's concert at the Club 662. Members, including Orlando and Keith P, jumped in their white Cadillac and started cruising the strip looking for the offender. Before long, they finally spotted Tupac's caravan. At the intersection of East Flamingo Boulevard and Koval Lane, the white Cadillac pulled alongside the black BMW with Suge on the driver and Tupac on the passenger seats. The back window of the Cadillac rolled twice in the chest, once in the arm, once in the thigh.
For 14 years, the aftermath of the incident remained a mystery until the police reopened the case and uncovered a revealing interview with Keith D on DJ Vlad's show. In it, Keith D described moments where he literally pulled up on Tupac with firearms, shedding new light on the events.
And Bubble Up was the driver, and Baby Lane and Freaky were in the backseat.
We was just all in the car.
This was the white Cadillac. Yeah. So you guys are driving around, and then you hear these girls say, "Tupac, Tupac."
Got to the light. We used to go drink.
We happened to be hanging out. He's hanging out the window like he was just gray.
Tupac.
Yeah.
So what happens next? You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat.
However, Keefe D revealed that Tupac was targeted because he reached for a firearm when stopped at the red light beside the other vehicle.
You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said that Tupac pulled out.
It looked like he was reaching there.
Okay. Yeah. Did you actually?
Once you got the region, I got the duck.
So someone from your car, sorry, at Tupac and Suge.
This means Tupac already sensed trouble at the red light. Many doubted Keefe D's truthfulness, so he released a confirmation video, his own police interrogation from the night of the crime, never seen before until now.
You say Suge looks over, he sees you. He looks right at you.
Yeah.
When he looks over at you, and then Tupac's busy getting. That story is Tupac's trying to get out
in the back seat or something.
Yeah, what do you see happening inside of their car?
I seen him going through again.
So Orlando crossed Dre.
He leaned over, went to go around the window.
Even the court files include Keefe D's reaction to Tupac's death, revealing his genuine emotions.
Yeah, I hate that. I really do, man. It took a lot of people's lives. I feel they should, they should. That was wrong. It was just wrong. Purely wrong. You know what I'm saying? I wish it didn't never happen. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. It never happened.
Now things get really strange. Keefe D wrote a whole book called Compton Street Legend, hinting at his involvement and knowledge about Tupac's death. So why is he only getting arrested now after all these years? Fans think it's a cover-up. Tupac's still alive. All the evidence in this video, they believe the truth is getting too close. So locking up an older man is a way to slow the news cycle. Remember, it's Hollywood who really knows what goes on behind closed doors. Drop your real thoughts in the comments below.